Alright, I'm going to do an experience report on Diphenhydramine, if anybody knows what that is, and people will and do. Alright, so I've only had Diphenhydramine a few times, once again. Actually, I have had it quite a few times, just I've only had higher doses maybe twice now. Sort of sub-doses once, but yeah, I've had a lot of low doses of Diphenhydramine. Well, relatively low. Anyways, in my experience of Diphenhydramine at lower doses, I found that it kind of just made me feel a little bit tired, strange, like feeling in my body, slightly warmer than normal, and I don't know, I felt good. I felt a little bit out of it. I felt a little bit like I was half stepping into a dream, half stepping into the real world kind of thing. It was a strange sort of dysphoria, euphoria feeling at lower doses. It was like, so I'd go to the kitchen, say, and I'd feel a little bit warm. I'd understand where I was, but kind of feel like I wasn't really there. Like, I know I'm in my kitchen, but I don't know it is a kitchen. I don't really know what that means to be in the kitchen. It was like I'd do stuff and kind of forget about it. I'd worry a little bit, and then just completely stop worrying, forget that things even mattered. I remembered tripping very slightly at this dose, like walking forward 2 steps and then being 10 steps forward. And I remember sort of looking down at my hands and seeing myself with like 2 more fingers, just for a second, just for a small glimpse. And like brightness, things were just slightly brighter, just a little bit, not too much brighter. But I remember it being like, I'd look at the sun and it'd be a little bright the first second I looked at it, less bright than normal, and then all of a sudden it would feel insanely bright in contrast to how it normally is. And I remember having like feelings of different colours inside of my head and weird dreamy feelings, like I'm drifting away. Like it really tickled me looking at lights at lower doses for some reason. But at lower doses, it made me really drowsy. Like 4 of those 50 mg tablets, it's pretty much impossible to stay awake on from what I've experienced. Like a lot of people take it well, not a lot of people, but a few people take it recreationally, and I was not understanding how the fuck they stayed awake for the most. Like I've had it a lot of times and I've just fallen the fuck asleep and been like, that was really fun while it lasted, but now I've had a horrible, horrible sleep and woken up and realised that I haven't got to trip hard. So, yeah, what I started to do is take caffeine tablets with said substance. So I'd take like 2 caffeine tablets, which I think is over 100 milligrams or 200 milligrams of caffeine, Pro Plus they were. And then I'd have 4 diphenhydramines. I found that the caffeine kind of enhanced the trip because I felt a bit ooh, rather than just like I would on the lower doses of diphenhydramine. Like basically, because of the strange stimulation from caffeine, you've got a bit of a adrenaline buzz, a bit of a I'm a little bit awake, I'm feeling all right. Then with the small amount of diphenhydramine, that kind of buzz, that kind of I'm falling asleep, but everything's so everything kind of thing with diphenhydramine. Instead of being I was more like if that makes sense to you. Really weird explanation, I guess. I guess it's like saying rather than just feeling like I was in a dream and things were more intense but didn't make sense, I was in a dream and things were more intense but sort of made sense because of the stimulation and weren't just like floating away and feeling odd. It was also a feeling of, wow, this is a rush, this is, I've got these little sweats. Felt really hot with the caffeine. Then I remember taking I think about 10 diphenhydramine hydrochlorides, like 500 milligrams of. with, I think, initially 2 caffeine tablets, and then I took 4 later on. Now, at first, when I took the 2 and the 10, I felt the normal buzz. I felt the ooh. Then, a few hours after that buzz, I was like going. I was really warm. I felt quite nauseous. I felt really weird. I felt really irritable, like you get when you haven't slept for some reason, which I find really strange considering the drowsy effects I got before. Could have been the caffeine though. And I remember like looking at my hand, and instead of just vaguely seeing a couple more fingers for a few seconds, I would just see like 5 hands. And it wasn't like if you were tripping on, say, acid, and you thought you saw 5 hands and you could visualize it. It was like, I have 5 hands. I actually have 5 hands. Wow. And then I'd use my other arm, which for some reason didn't turn into 5 hands, with my 5 hands, and be like, I'm shaking my 5 fucking hands right now with my one hand on my other arm. Wow. And then it wasn't even a thing. It wasn't like a realization though. It wasn't like until afterwards a realization. It was more a thing of like, I'm shaking my 5 hands. This is completely normal. I have 5 hands. It wasn't even that alarming at the time. I remember like walking up the stairs to my room and the stairs just disappearing, and me just walking, and kind of like bits of the house disappearing, and I'm kind of walking and floating on this house. I remember having like fish swimming through my room in the air. Now, normally you'd be like, this isn't real, or someone's fucking with me, or holy shit, am I tripping? But for some reason on Diphenhydramine, I was just like, oh, fuck, the fish are in my room. Oh, my mum's gonna kill me. My fucking friends are gonna kill me if they come over today. And then when I said my friends are gonna kill me if they come over today, someone I don't know came into my room. They probably didn't. I don't think they did. But I just perceived someone coming into my room and talking to me and being like, yeah, don't worry about the fish, man. Don't worry about the fish. It's all good. Fish disappeared after that happened. I didn't question it. It didn't feel weird to me. The fish just fucking disappeared. And there's this guy who doesn't exist talking to me. I'm aware of that now because, like, I look back on it and I know that no randomer came into my house. There's just no way. And I don't recognize the person. I asked a few people if they'd like set something up as well. No, just imagined an entire person and had a regular conversation with them. But of course, because it was such a vivid imagining, I didn't think anything to it. And it's not like if a randomer came into your house normally, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing in my house? Who the fuck are you? Or, hi there. Do you want something from us, or would you like to come in and have a chat, whoever you are? It was as if I just knew this person, like, oh yeah, hey, not like, oh hey there, stranger, just like, oh yeah, hey, how you doing, man? Kind of mentality. It was fucking weird with shit disappearing, and the sun as well. I remember looking at the sun, the intense light coming on, and then like, not the sun disappearing, but it just coming through me and trying to eat me and shit. It was a pretty fucking bizarre one, was Diphenhydramine. Like, it's a thing of, I don't know what really happened. Your room kind of wobbles and turns into other things. And like, I remember going to the shops, but did I really go to the shops when I think about it? I probably didn't. I don't even think I left my room. But I feel like I could have done anything. I also remember being in other people's houses, and there's just no way I'd been in these people's houses, considering they live like 7 or 8 miles away, and there's just no way I would have walked all that distance, and I don't have a memory of walking there, I just have a memory of being there as if I'd walked there. Like, it's like, I guess it is like being in a dream in a way, like, not just the feeling of being in a dream. It's literally like being in a dream. You kind of just are there. There's no explanation. There's no questioning how you got there. You just fucking there. Anyways, yeah, I should probably do pros and cons. So, and like personal use for me. So, pros of this stuff are, on lower doses, the pros are it just makes you feel a little bit dreamy, and it's a little strange. With the caffeine, it's pretty good as well. It's a really nice buzz at low doses. At higher doses, the pros are it's fucking interesting. And basically, if you haven't done something, or there's something you want to do that you've never done, you can probably imagine it on diphenhydramine if you put enough into your subconscious before you do it. I haven't tried it, but I reckon it's probably doable. And also, you'll do loads of things that aren't real and you haven't actually done and just don't exist, simply because you're tripping on loads of diphenhydramine. So it's pretty damn fucking interesting. It's a good, like, weird feeling, the disorientation. You know it's not real, it doesn't feel real, but it does. Like, it's like you're not there, like you would be in a dream. You know you're not there, but it's intense and believable. Like, it seems to be real. I'm probably not explaining this too well. And also, the warm feeling was quite nice. Cons are a lot of nausea, really heavy drowsiness, and at the higher doses it can get pretty nasty and confusing. And it's real. It's real as far as you're concerned. Like, if there is some gigantic 20-foot lizard trying to kill you, there is some gigantic 20-foot lizard trying to kill you. There's no, this isn't real. It's just, fuck, this thing's trying to kill me. So, yeah, those are the pros and cons. Not really any cons for the lower doses, I don't think. Maybe just that it doesn't give you as intense an experience, but that's not really a con. That's just a dosage thing, I guess. Personal opinion on this is I probably will do higher doses again at some point. I don't want to do them right now, and I want to do them in a place that I don't know, or that's quite isolated, so I don't do anything retarded or speak to people out there when I'm with people, or just anything can happen really. So you've just got to be careful where you are when you're doing it and where you can get to. Like, I don't want to have a car when I have this shit. If I imagine a car and pretend to drive, that's totally different, but I don't want to have access to a real car while I'm on this stuff. And yeah, I guess it's the kind of thing that I wouldn't mind doing a few more lower doses for just a little bit of playful fun. But I definitely want to do a higher dose again. But I think it's just a thing that you should just do from time to time, like very infrequently, maybe every couple of years or so. It's not really the smartest thing to do in a social setting, or the smartest thing to do in, say, a crowded city. Like, it's laughable when you say it to people, like, over-the-counter diphenhydramine will make you go absolutely mad at large doses, but it will. You'll see shit that's not there. You'll think it's real. You'll question it somewhat later. You question it a little bit at the time. Sometimes, for the most, it's just like, oh, the building disappeared. Fuck, where am I gonna go now? So yeah, it's a pretty weird experience. Anyways, that was my experience report on diphenhydramine. Hope you enjoyed it.